Welcome back to part 5 of this tutorial series on YouTube where we are creating a web designer slash developer portfolio website. And on the previous time we have discussed about the general direction of this series, and also we have done some cleanup of our brand colors and fonts. Today we're going to be doing two things mainly. One, we're going to be continuing with the cleanup of our file. We're going to make this file more presentable by using thumbnails. You can see like I have so many different files here, and this is not my Figma account where I actually work with clients. So you might not see a structure to most of the files, but most of the time in my real project account, for example, I have thumbnails, which is a neat way of keeping stuff intact here. Uh, yeah, so far we have created our brand identity, page structure, and web sitemap and stuff. So you can check those videos out to see uh, the progress so far and to just catch up. Today we're gonna be doing one, the thumbnails, as I told you, but two, we're gonna be creating the mockup or wireframe for the loading and page transition screens. What does that mean? Let me show you. So this is the websites so far I've been drawing inspiration from. And not only this, but most other websites as well have a page loading animation. Here, if we refresh, you can see hello, bonjour, in so many different languages. That's the page loading animation. And if we click on a link here about work, you see this page transition animation. So there are two types of uh, animations here. Uh, and I'm just noticing it here that this changed color actually. So there are two types of screens here for page transitions and animations. So yeah, we're gonna be doing that here. Let's start. I'm gonna be just doing this for. We're gonna be starting from desktop, and what I'm gonna do here in terms of wireframes is I'm just gonna create all the desktop mockups first. Then I'm gonna go back and just do all the mobile ones later as well. So yeah, here desktop. Instead of desktop, we're gonna let's actually start with the page loading animation, initial loading animation. Not the animation, actually the screen. So loading. So page loading. Yeah. So I have to think here. What kind of theme I'm going for? I'm for example, there are two types of themes. Obviously, there's light and dark theme. Here, this is an example of a light theme website, for example. I'm going more for a dark theme website. So I'm going to be going for a dark theme. Obviously, that won't reflect at all uh, on the wireframes. So the wireframes are just black and white background mostly. So that won't reflect at all there. So it's just something that I wanted to mention before we even continue. So how are we gonna do this? Mm, yeah, I'm thinking to have here, uh, like if this is the loading, some information first of all, a bit of information. Welcome to the portfolio website of Ebenezer Daniel, a web designer slash developer with over 7 years of experience. Okay, let this be the text. And I want to go bare bones on this wireframe. Bare bones means I just want the primary content to be there with not much thought for the UI UX side of things. Just the primary usable parts should be there. So I'm just going to be using this color here, this uh, text style here. Yeah, we can just go for its system body here. But the system body itself, uh, yeah, instead of a system body here, I want to go a bit bigger, around 64, let's say. And I'm going for a grid layout here of 12 columns, I think. So 64 seems a bit too large. Let's go for the 8 for now. See how that transitions. Obviously, this won't be the final font we're going to be using or anything like that. This is just a bare bone wireframe. This will look much nicer when we actually get to the development of the actual content here. So yeah, let's go around 64 from the top, giving it some good space. I actually wanted to be closer to the top, like 32 maybe. That seems nice. Then I want to go down here and I want to show a loading percentage. So for example, 100%, right? So here I want to collapse this and yeah, 32 again here. This will be a bit bigger, 128 or even 200 maybe. So it will be quite big. Two, I'm assuming 102. Well, by 32. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so here I'm just gonna make everything just black and white. I'm not gonna be using any colors of any sort, not even grays here. I just want the bare bone minimum. Here I'm focusing on the layout and the actual content, since these two are the most important things in terms of presentation of your UI in a usable manner. So if your layout is usable and if everything that needs to be there is there, then we're fine. You add colors and stuff like that later. Okay, colors, fonts, everything will be added later. Now we're focusing on the basic just layout and content. So what else do we need here? We also, let's actually make this our system large, and let this be system to Excel. Actually, you might have an Excel in between. So okay, now here on the loading screen, what else could we need? We could have this. We have the opportunity here to make lots of content. Okay, so in case like the website loads slow, for example, if the user has a slow internet or stuff like that, we can show many things here on the loading screen while the user is waiting. That will like just give a bare bones value proposition. Like, what does the user want to see? What's the main thing the user wants to see when he comes to my website? He wants to know if I do the service that he wants. So I have to write my services. So I have to say web designer. instead of body, let's go around 16 here, and I'm gonna name this system small, maybe small, medium actually, 16. Web designer, web developer, software engineer. I'm gonna go UI UX designer. Yeah. I'm gonna go finally mentor. Working mentor or teacher or mentor. You can say web design development teacher. So if I could have these, if I can take them, group them into the services here, services. So around 16, let's decrease the size of gap in between. And here we want to just group these two. Obviously you want to go auto spacing and place them at the bottom. Obviously you see some extra space here, and that's basically because of the extra line space line heads here. We can just decrease that if it's too much, but I'm just going to leave it there. I'm not going to worry about stuff like that, at least right now. I just want the bare bones, and I just don't want to obscure anything here. This is going to be the footer of this section. Okay. Yeah, I have almost all the content. What else do we need here? What else do we need? We're already doing very well in terms of value proposition. We are already providing a good amount of value. But wanting to be careful on loading screens, you don't want to add too much content because you don't want this to be hard to load. You want this to be very easy to load, so maybe be careful about that. Yeah, like we can take inspiration from like award websites, awards, like any website on awards. You can, like for example, if we even click here on this website, I'm pretty sure they would have a loading animation like this, for example. But it seems very simple, quite simple. Yeah, it's quite simple. Yeah. Hmm. So what I forgot actually is just to have some sort of a logo or a name of some sort. So let's just add that here and just finish off. So neither. Yeah. Obviously I don't know how I'm gonna be presenting the logo quite yet. I'm not sure, so I'm just gonna make it the medium size. Group also. And let's actually center this. So, okay. This is the header. Ah, yeah. So this is the base wireframe of the loading page. Then there is the transition page. Transition page. And I want to stack them top down because I want the mobile UIs to be the left side here. I always like to go 32 pixels in between my frames. Okay, Uh, Most of this stuff I'm not even going to need. What is the thing that we're going to be needing in transition pages? Like if you even check out any page here, like if we click here, it doesn't seem to have other pages. Okay, they don't seem to have any extra pages. So let's just return to the home page and pick out another website maybe. Okay, here you wanna notice something. I'm taking most of my inspiration from awards and the website I showed you before. That's because those are the website like award websites are the style of website I'm going for. So if I'm going for a more minimal like not super animated sort of website, I would like go to Dribble or Behance. But here this is the style of website I'm looking for. So very techy, very modern. So in that case, I'm just gonna go where my inspiration or my actual content is found. If I click here the about, okay, yeah, this is cool. The animation here. Hmm. So they don't have a page in between, to be honest with you. So uh, I'm actually reconsidering it, considering now many websites use this, and I know the reason. It's probably to decrease page loads and waiting times in between page loads. Uh, so what we can do here instead is have an animation. We can have a loading animation, but we need for the transition, like I prefer to have just a regular uh, loading or transition animation. We're gonna use like the API for our tech stack. I'm not sure if I'm gonna use Ostro or I'm not sure that Next.js has something built in. I'll probably have to use GSAP and stuff like that. But if I'm going to use Astro, for example, I think it's going to be much easier. We're going to see. Uh, but yeah, they still don't have page loading animations here, but it's fine. Okay, maybe we could look at one more website just to get a better idea of the current trends stuff. Okay, yeah, obviously a loading animation that you saw there. For some reason, these websites are not loading fast at all. This looks perfect actually for the style of website I'm going for. This is super interesting. Not exactly what I'm going for. They're doing it like in a text editor format, which is very cool, but not quite the style of website I'm going for. I do like the font though. I do like the font. Here, can I get the fonts anyway? Oh, I don't think I can get the font, or I do think it might take some while. Maybe you can check out the stack. It's using Next.js, which is interesting. I don't see GSAP. Maybe the animations are handmade. Here it is, maybe. Okay. We can go to compute it and just say family. New has grotesque. Never used it. It's been a while since I used a grotesque font. Hmm. This seems like an interesting font. Maybe in the future. Maybe probably in the future, yeah. Yeah, but for now this will be our bare bones wireframe of the loading page, initial loading page, and we'll have to come up with cool animations uh, for our website when we develop it. Like, I'm not sure what kind of animations I'm gonna have. To be honest with you, I'm not sure. I'm probably gonna have to prototype it using maybe After Effects or Jitter or any other service. Uh, let's just finish the bare bones structure and look of the website, and just we're gonna go into the animations when we do that. So that's something down the road. We probably would finish the development first before coming back to animation. So that will take some time. But it's a good thing to have in mind. So now we have the loading animation and everything's perfect almost. I just want to finish off today's video by just creating the cover page. Uh, the cover page is actually in Figma. I don't remember. It is file cover, right? So it's 1920 by 1080. Or you can say thumbnail. Thumbnail. I might have not spelled it correctly. So this will be my background color. Okay, this is what I'm thinking of. 111, which is my favorite background color for dark themes. This most of the time I call this gray 100. Okay. And we'll need to have something here. Mr. Daniel, probably just the file name would be yeah. It's gonna be the header font, but it's not gonna be mid. It's probably gonna be something pretty large. 128, maybe something like that. Okay. And I'm just gonna say WD. That stands for both web developer and web designer. So I'm gonna go 64, or is it better to go 32? I'm just gonna go 64 here, and I'm just gonna have it here. But I'm gonna decrease its like visibility here as contrast by going somewhere over here. And let's just group them. Top line 16 gap seems alright. Here though, what I want to do is I want to ungroup them and just take them and group them without auto layout. It's gonna be the main. And the reason for that is I want this text to be the centered and just this to be bulging out. I'm just gonna, how am I gonna do this? Okay, I think the best way was to use auto layouts. Actually, it's the best way is to just do a frame selection and cut this part out. Now we can take this and center it. Now this is just bulging out and it's not like part of the main content which is being centered. This is being ignored. So if we move it, it doesn't change the position of the centering, but if we move this, it does. So yeah, that's the main. Some advanced frame usage here. Some people don't understand why to use frames and now why just not to use groups always. So that might be one good idea of knowing that is good, basically. Maybe we can make this the orange color. By the way, is the orange contrasting with the black? Okay, it is. Thank God. So what I'm going to do instead here is we can go for white here and orange here. And this is like the sort of push that I want to go for with the color selection and stuff here. But I really haven't decided on that. Looks interesting. I like it, to be honest. So we're not going to be going with that. We're going to be needing two thumbnails. This thumbnail would be the primary one here. So we're just going to change the colors here. Just going to change the colors up. And we're going to right click and set as thumbnail. While we will take this, and I'm just going to take this, make this white, and the white would be orange. Yeah, doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to take this now, place it here. So we need a thumbnail for both files. So you can't really create a thumbnail uh, for like inside of a FigJam file. So you have to come here and just copy. After copying it here, we can make it a thumbnail. So now it has this icon on top. I'm not sure if this does. Yeah, they don't. Anyway, though, now we probably maybe have to refresh or something here. Yeah, this. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so this is the FigJam file, and the more vibrant one is the file for the primary design file. Okay, so all that's remaining to do here is just set this up. So 128 would be header. It would be header. I'm not sure, to be honest. It's quite big, so I'm gonna go around 3XL or 2XL. Probably 3XL, just to be safe. And this we might not have to make it general sass. Is it a header or is it more of a? Is it Helveticus? No, I'm going to keep it header. Header. But it's going to be quite big as well. It's going to be header and extra large. 64 would be extra large. Yeah. Okay. We don't really need to do anything here. It's just it will be considered like an image, or it will be considered like a vector here, pretty much. So we don't really have to set anything up here. That's the cover. Okay. Yeah. So that's it. Thanks for watching today's video, today's episode. Next time, what we're going to be doing here is basically, since we finished this wireframe, I just want to go back and I just want to go back and like fix some text issues. Like we have text style 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is it 8 or 8? Yeah, around 8 text styles here. So I have to, like as I did with the fonts and with the colors, also the text styles should have a place. Next time, we're probably going to be setting that up. And we're going to be maybe starting the landing page. I'm not sure. I'm going to be doing this tomorrow, so it will be quite a short video where we just set this up. And yeah, that's tomorrow's video. That's just a trial. Thanks for watching again. That's all I wanted to say for today. Again, slow progress, but we are getting there. We already have our first wireframe here, and with time it will grow. Until next time, goodbye.